Well, you stopped that recording. And no, don't eat that. Bite my finger instead of that plastic bag. No. Your glasses are... You're... Ow. Why did you do... No. Not the bag. No. No. Why couldn't you just stay in a potato sack? Oh yeah, go after my head. Yeah, bite on with your claws. Right, digging in as you bite. Sure. You're so warm. Yeah, you can bite on that. Come on! And I'd better not get sunburned from this. Sunburn ain't good. Why? Why are you going after my pants? What if you've got to get sweaters? Can I get to the record? This is No! Don't bite that! That is an expensive controller. A pretty overpriced controller. What's even back there? Why are you going in the hole? You're going deeper. Yeah. Go in her. Go deep in her. That sounds so wrong. Yeah. What's back there? I want to see the back there. Yeah. Jump down and see. Mobile suit gun up. Oh no, don't go down there. No. Okay. Good. Yes. Okay. That's 4 minutes. Okay. 669-B. We'll make live stream variations of SCP-669-A. Why isn't it? Dick! Why? Why'd you knock that down? Yeah, bite up that. if the teacher asks why there's a hole in it, I can just say my cat. I can just say that you ate it. Screw this. Might as well not go further in depth beyond the pretty much basics of 666-9. How about instead we talk about what? How about instead of going further in depth on 666-9, I talk about anomalies in general. Well, the foundational awareness of this multiple dimensions and anomalies, according to one file, the only one I could find with how anomalies are created, involves things like extreme, what is it? In the factory, there was incredible suffering and incredible pain, and they created anomalies from that. Only one of those things is required. I think it's great suffering. Oh wait, that one lines up with the play. Oh yeah, great suffering, yeah, that's it. And they created tears in the fabric of reality, which caused anomalies to be created. This may be that these tears are interdimensional rifts, or whatever you want to call them. And anomalies go through there, but their laws of physics in that dimension aren't entirely equal to ours, but they can do them. Or perhaps they evolved under circumstances that our minds are incapable of even comprehending, and because they evolved in those kinds of circumstances, we cannot comprehend what science their bodies are even using. And if they're from a different dimension where not all of the physics there is the same physics here, and or vice versa, then perhaps this would mean that they are not in fact anomalous, but rather we would be the anomalies. And what we consider the anomaly may be a person or thing that came here out of curiosity or something along the lines of what could be described as scientific inquiry, you could say. Or simply wanted to know something that they didn't, which is something the Foundation should be very well acquainted with. And because of that, they came through there. Or they simply had no choice because of pure chance and therefore came through. But hey, either are technically valid, and maybe the dimensions physics that allow for something that we consider impossible to happen is actually physics that more alternate dimensions have than our dimension has. Meaning that because our dimension contains physics most other realities don't have, this would mean that we are the actual anomalies. And, hey, you might not be thinking that's true, but going against a pattern is indeed something that makes an anomaly. that the SCP Foundation categorizes, like O5-13, which is the only O5 member that does not possess anomalous abilities, and or something about him or her that is anomalous in nature, whereas the other O5s all have something anomalous. What is it? I don't know. I'm not qualified, despite that I know some things that are restricted to the O5 Council, and some things that are redacted to lower level researchers. Don't look into that. Anyway, that would make us the anomaly, for we go against the pattern, which lines up with O5-13 and the rest of the O5 Council. And that therefore makes him an anomaly, so technically speaking, he is no longer an anomaly for the purpose that he became an anomaly. But then he has nothing anomalous about him, so he's an anomaly. Cycle repeats. It's a loophole. Wait, loophole? No, not loophole, sorry, wrong term. It's a self-feeding loop. It's a paradox. Whichever one of those is correct. Yeah. But anyway, going against the pattern is something that can make something an anomaly. So, if it is true that our laws of physics in our dimension are from fewer dimensions, and hey, if you're thinking, other dimensions have our physics, we're not the anomalies. No, that does not necessarily mean it. For there are instances of anomalies, and there are multiple anomalies of the same kind. And because of that right there, it means that just because there's more of one of something that's anomalous, like the carnivorous blanket and those leeches that form that one anomaly, and the 939 instances. There's more than one, and it's still an anomaly by Foundation standards. So no, that's not taking it out of the ballpark. But because it goes against the pattern, being us having physics that either do not exist here, or that only exist here, as opposed to other dimensions, that would make us the anomaly, and them would know being not the anomaly. And so technically speaking, because they are not an anomaly, or risking the world isn't part. Because they are not anomalous, going by the own standards of the SCP Foundation, this would mean that they are not an anomaly, and therefore the SCP Foundation does not technically have any jurisdiction over them. And because they have no jurisdiction over them, there is no reason for the SCP Foundation to intervene and hide them from the public eye, so that their death in the dark, allowing the other humans that happen to be civilians to live in the light, will cause their deaths to be even quicker, causing the life in the light to be more short. And also, technically speaking, the anomalies do exist within our universe, and their abilities are usable in our universe, which would imply that even if we do not understand the physics behind them, it does not necessarily mean it is supernatural or anything, and it is simply undiscovered science, like calling fire an anomaly in 10,000 BC because no one knew the science behind it, or lightning an anomaly because nobody knew the science behind lightning. But now, those things are commonplace and not hid from the public, and are not anomalous. So, checkmate.